Howdy folks, today we are going to cover how to take apart Roomba i3 and troubleshoot the spinning arm, maybe not spinning full speed or not at all, and just general maintenance. So let's get started. First off, as you can see, you generally just need one item to take this apart, and that is a number 1 screwdriver. Most people have these in a toolkit. It's not the most common size. Normally the most common is a number 2. You can see the difference. The number 2 is much larger. It would fit like a drywall screw or your general screw around the house, but I'll show you the difference. The number 1 will work even in the number 2 screw holes on the iRobot. So here's the back, and we can see these screws need to be loosened to take this apart. And normally this is a number 2 screw, it fits perfectly. But iRobot doesn't torque these really hard, so a number 1 will work just fine. And the good thing about it is these are self-hold, so you don't need to worry about them falling out. You won't lose them. So let's just loosen these. There are 5 of them, and you'll see them. They're the large screws. And then the brush itself, same thing. It can work with a flat blade or this number 1 screw driver, and this comes right off. And you can see already, I have cats, and if you have cats, you know you can't have anything nice because the hair gets everywhere, and that's no exception here as well. So in a second, we'll take this off, put down the screwdriver, and show you how the panel comes off. It literally lifts off just like that, one-handed. And that exposes here the brush arm motor. As you can see, there's hair all over the place, which could slow it down. So that's something you want to take apart or take off often. Just unscrew this, it just pops right off. It's keyed. Meaning it only fits on one way. You don't have to worry about how you took it off. It'll go back on. So, and then this is the motor that spins this. And there are 2 screws here. Again, these will not get lost, so you don't need to worry about it. They hold themselves in place. You can see it's already loose, moving around, and this will just pull right out. And again, I'm doing this one-handed. That's how easy this is. iRobot makes it really easy to work on these. And here's your motor assembly. So if this was bad or not spinning at all, there's a way you can test this, and that's why I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a 9-volt battery in the picture. So there are 2 contacts here, positive and negative. You can see there's a plus marked here. So you can look on the battery itself, the big terminal on a 9-volt is negative. So if we just turn that around, we can, you hear that? We can make contact and see that it's spinning. So we know the motor is good. If the motor was not, it wouldn't spin. Now in this robot, there are 2 contacts, just like battery contacts. Those need to make good contact with this motor as well. So while you have this open, I usually just pry them up a little bit, just to make them a little bit more engaging. But it's not really an issue. If it's making contact, it will spin if the motor is good. What you can also do is there's one final screw, and this gets into the gear assembly where you can check to see if the gears themselves are good. So again, 1 screw. This one you can lose. So make sure you catch this screw in your hand, the little one. I'm just going to set that aside. And there is the internal gear assembly. That's all this is. So it's just a little motor that spins this gear, which also spins this gear and turns the arm. So make sure this is okay. None of these gears are frayed or chipped or broken. So once that's okay, again, iRobot did a really good job. This just presses back together. It's keyed, and you hear it snap, and it's back together. Put the final screw back in, and we're ready to reinstall it. If you had to buy a new part, the part number is on here. iRobot 4122165, it looks like. For the model I have. Let me make sure here. Two 2165. I don't know. I can't see. So, and it says R3 side brush is the part name. So if you Google that or just look it up, iRobot R3 side brush, that will tell you everything you need to know, and the part will come right up. So just back to inserting this, pop it down, screw number 1, and then screw number 2, and you're back in business. If you were replacing it, same procedure. And again, here is the battery for the unit. So if you needed to replace that, that's how you would do it. This comes right out as well. You see that? It just pops out. So if you needed a new battery, you release this pull tab, and the battery comes right out. Super simple to work on this thing. Obviously, you guys probably know about the rollers. You lift that up, these rollers come out, and you clean them. Usually there's cat hair and fur on the sides, obviously. And again, everything's keyed, so it only goes together one way. So they won't let you put this together wrong, which is fantastic. And that's about it. Just general stuff you can see here. Again, cats. This wheel pops out. It gets really dirty. But obviously make sure that's clean, and it just pops right back together, and then you're ready to put it back. So those are the major components. If you needed to take the wheels out, these are the releases for that. You can see this whole assembly moves. So you would need to take this screw and that screw, and then this wheel assembly would pop out. Same with this. Very simple machine. So there you have it. I hope this helps, and let me know in the comments if you'd like to see anything else. Good luck.